Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anshula and today we are doing a Nashville bookstore vlog. I'm actually going to be going into a bookstore called the Bookshop, which is aptly named title. And it's right next to a Nicaraguan cafe, so hopefully we can grab some coffee as well. I'm always down for coffee. And yeah, so we can have coffee, take a look at the bookstore, and see what it has to offer. So earlier this morning I visited Parnassus, which is Ann Patchett's bookstore in Nashville, and Ann Patchett is an incredible author. She's written multiple award-winning books, and I feel like if you're a really big fan of Ann Patchett, you will love this bookstore. There is a lot of her works up on display. I did really like the travel section. I'm always a fan of any bookstore that has Wild Time field guides because those are the best and not many independent bookstores sell them. So I am always excited to see those on display. And yeah, so I did pick up a book from there, but I'm saving the book haul for the very end of this video and I'll show you guys all of the books that I picked up. And for now, let us head into the bookshop. I'm so excited to see this. Let's go inside! It's probably the one that says books.
Yeah. Standing underneath the lights, look into each other's eyes. Tired snowflakes are coming down, collapse into water when they hit the ground. I hear the sound of empty streets, and yesterday has gone to sleep. All that's left is you and me. I can't promise you're the only thing I see. Hold my hand and hear the words I say. Close your eyes and let us fade away. Build a secret place for you and me. Let our minds be caught up in a dream. Quiet voices in the night, and time is running out of sight. A lonely wind is passing by, it tries to carry all the whispers that it finds. The walls are listening when we talk, making echoes as we walk. There's no one left but you and me. It's like a made-up place that only we can see.
We just finished visiting the bookshop and I didn't get a chance to visit a coffee shop because it turned out to be closed, so I will get my coffee fix later on today. It is such a cute little one-room independent bookshop. It gave me all the cozy, very well curated indie book feels. This bookshop does a really great job of having very diverse authors and diverse stories. So you'll find authors from Nigeria, from Mexico, and I thought that was so incredible of how they did a job of kind of capturing the world through different stories and those different perspectives. And I think that was something that was done really well. If you're looking to get those books, this is definitely the bookshop to go to. I just loved it so much. So now, book haul time. So the first bookstore I'm going to start with is the Parnassus book. So this is Ann Patchett's bookstore. That bookstore, actually forgot to mention it, but if you like children's books, it does kind of have a little hidey hole like area sort of where you can kind of go in, kind of enter a fairy tale, and there's a huge
emphasis on children's books, which I think is really incredible if that's something you're interested in. But the book I ended up getting was The Monk of Mokha. I don't know if you can see the cover. I think there's a little bit of a glare, but I hope you can see it. This is the story of a Yemeni American man who is raised in San Francisco, and he wants to kind of bring back Yemeni coffee. And so he goes back. I don't know a lot about Yemen or what the country looks like, and I've heard it's a very raw, honest, beautiful depiction of the country, and it kind of shifts perspectives back and forth between San Francisco and Yemen, and creates a tale that kind of weaves the two paths together in his journey. And so I'm really excited to be reading this one. From the bookshop, it's actually called the Bookshop. I really love that it's just called the Bookshop. From the Bookshop, I got 2 books. Okay, so the first book that sorry, it always gets stuck in there. So the first book that I picked up that I probably don't need more copies of is Great Expectations by Charles Dickens. This is actually one of my favorite books of all time. It actually is my favorite book of all time. Never mind. It's not a book that I would recommend to everybody because I know a lot of people hate this book, and so I'm not saying that because it's my favorite book you should read it. Please don't, because I know a lot of people hate me like after reading it. But I do have a lot of reasons why I love this book so much, and I will always champion this book as being one of the most incredible pieces of literature of all time, just because it's so much fun and it reads way more like commercial fiction, which I kind of like about it, even though it is a classic. And if you can see right now, Pip is fearing the shadow of a stranger. And I'm not going to tell you, if you haven't read this book and I tell you who the stranger is, that kind of ruins the story. But if you have read the book, it's just an incredible cover that I was like, yes, I need this. This cover art is just so deep. And I think it's just, it captures one of the best, I think, moments in this book that I just love so much. Let's see. What do we have here? Okay, the other book that I got is a classic poetry book, and that is Poems of the American South. I don't know if you can see the cover. I'm gonna try and angle this differently, maybe. Okay, and that is Poems of the American South. This is a beautiful little book. It is Everyman's Library Pocket Poets edition. This is also available at the Bookshop. It's just poems by different authors, everyone from Langston Hughes to Walt Whitman, that cover different places in the American South. And I'm so incredibly excited to be reading this because I feel like this almost for me is a souvenir. It's a little piece of Nashville that I'm taking back home, and just remembering it through poets. I do live in the Deep South, so I do find it curious that I waited to Nashville to get a book of poetry about the American South. But I'm just so excited for this one because I do love the South so much. It's a place that I've adopted as my home, and it's a place that I travel through quite a bit, and I will continue to travel through because there's so much I learn from traveling through the South. It's kind of about people's perceptions, people's beliefs, and then people are trying to break perceptions and break beliefs. And I think that it can at times be a very challenging place to travel through, especially some of the small towns in the very deep South. And it's just always, it's a place that's always pushed me, and I think I'm gonna enjoy reading Poems of the American South and see if some authors feel the same way I do about the South, or whether it's more like an allude to the natural side of the South, the stereotypes of the South. I'm not really sure. I'm just looking forward to see what direction each of the authors and each of these poets goes through in this book. That is the end of my book haul. Let me know in the comments below if you've read any of these books, if you've visited any of these bookshops, if you have any Nashville recommendations for the next time I'm in Nashville. I would really look forward to seeing those. And yeah, bye guys. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
Hold my hand and hear the words I say. Close your eyes and let us fade away. Build a secret place for you and me. Let our minds be caught up in